So today's a little bit different. We're going to have a story time going through some amazing consoles and game systems. From childhood to adulthood, we're going through all of the crazy stories and how I ended up getting each console or losing it and everything in between. So let's start with the first one I received. Most people's first console memory is super exciting and a huge moment for them. Mine comes with a person attached to it. So my granddad came in one day with this strange gray box, and here I was thinking, what in the world is that? I was like, little. I don't even think he really said anything. He just ran and plugged it up and turned it on, and immediately I heard the most recognizable music ever, Mario. Oh my goodness, the NES was so special, and it was my first encounter with Mario and the Mario levels, which is insane with how much it has evolved since then, because it was extremely basic, but it was so much fun. It was really hard back then too. Then he pulls out this orange pew pew and switches the game over from Mario to what we all know is Duck Hunt. I couldn't believe there were two games in one, and the fact that I could actually hit the ducks on the screen was mind-blowing for little me. I played those games like it was no tomorrow, and it's so amazing to think that my granddad was the one who introduced me. Looking back, he was actually the most techie person in my family before tech was even really a thing. He had the game console, he was the one at the family events with the big camcorder like on his shoulders filming everything, and the old school phones, you know, the one with the antennas that you had to pull up. I guess that's who I got it from, because I love tech stuff now, so he like paved the way. He's gone now, but I think about the fact that this man with his camcorder, his crazy gadgets, and his gray box is the entire reason I'm sitting here talking to you about games now. It all started with him. Now, I also remember having a Game Boy Color. Now, the one I had at the time was the teal one, but somehow it got lost in our move. So I did end up finding this pink one years later for a good deal. Loved the Game Boy Color, okay? Especially being able to game on the go. I even took it on a cruise. I loved the Game Boy Color. Okay, so I wish I could show you guys my PlayStation 1, but unfortunately, I was robbed of my Christmas present from my own dad. Yes, my father. Let me explain. So my grandmother brought me and my cousin a PlayStation 1 for Christmas, right? I had no idea. I'm hearing about all of this on the back end. But one day my dad walks in and somehow convinces her that he needs to take it or take it somewhere or have it or something. Whatever he said worked, and he ended up getting it. And unfortunately, I never got to open the PlayStation 1 on Christmas. My cousin did, and we just played on his for our entire childhood. So all my PlayStation 1 memories are playing on his PlayStation 1 over at my grandma's house. You know, looking back when I found all this out, I was very upset and hurt, because what kind of parent does that? It's just sad. My mom and dad weren't together, so the very few times I did go to his house, there was sitting on the floor. I even played on it, and the whole time it was mine from the get-go, and I had no idea. Like, again, I had to find this out later. Now, we had a time with this one, the N64, blowing the cartridges with the whole family together, playing and losing the entire day with this console. My cousins had this one, I didn't. I got one later in life, but I personally loved GoldenEye, Mario Kart, and Mario Party. My cousins played a lot of Turok and games like that. Okay, so I'm a little older, and now I want my own console. We would go to one of my cousins' house often, and I remember them playing this game called Sonic Adventure 1, and later on they would play Sonic Adventure 2, which came out on the Dreamcast as well. Y'all, I was hooked on that game, okay? And I probably talked to my mom about it so much that for Christmas that year, I unwrapped my last gift, and it was the Sega Dreamcast with the blue controller and the matching memory card, y'all, with Sonic Adventure 2. Y'all, I was in paradise. I was probably screaming, yelling, crying, something. You cannot comprehend how happy and excited I was. And to this day, Sonic Adventure 2 is my all-time favorite game, specifically on the Dreamcast. The game I spent the most time with on the Dreamcast, and even 100%ed it. Y'all, I love that game so much. My mom is not a gamer at all, but she pays attention. And she always has come through for me, and to this day, I still talk to her about games, and she still has no idea what I be talking about. Now this one, think back to the early 2000s. I actually got for free. So you know at school every year you have these like big fundraisers, right? You know, you either selling chocolate bars or those Christmas magazine gifts, stuff like that. Well, back then, the fundraisers used to be so good, y'all. The gifts were so worth it. I can't remember if the one I was selling was like the chocolates or the Christmas magazine gift things or whatever, but I do remember going to a couple of houses, y'all, to sell whatever I was selling. So I did a little bit. But the real MVP though was my mom. She was selling those things so quickly. She was selling them to people at her job, family, friends, strangers on the street. I'm just kidding. But she definitely went all in. She was really good at fundraisers, but this year she was incredible. Now at the time, I didn't really understand what was really going on and what all goes into, you know, the fundraiser since I was a kid. But looking back, I'm fully amazed. So the prizes were things like a limo ride to like a pizza place, or you could be in that little money box where they like shoot the money all around and you catch it, and whatever you collect you can keep. And the prize for the #1 seller gets to choose between a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox. Now, I wish I could say that I was the clear winner. No, it was actually a tie between how much we sold. Then they had to determine who sold the most money, not just items. And we won. I still can't believe it to this day. Like how did I leave school with a brand new PS2? All thanks to Mama Cozy Arcade, of course. She don't miss. But y'all, that was incredible. And I still have it. It's all dusty, rusty, but I still have it. Y'all, I loved the GameCube so much. It didn't get as much recognition as it deserves, but we had the best memories with this one. I honestly think it was way ahead of its time. Now, I actually got this one recently. I wish I would have gotten it when I was younger, but I'm just going to live out my childhood through playing it now. It's so adorable. I've just been playing Nintendogs. Okay, so technically I had the PS3 before the Xbox 360. My cousin had two and ended up just giving me one. The only game I ever got to play on it was Skyrim though, and the reason I barely touched it leads me to the Xbox story. So I had this display in my room of all the consoles I've previously talked about, and I was so proud of it too. It looked so nice and neat. I actually had just put the stand together and organized all the games and put the cords in these baskets. Y'all, it looked really, really nice. So this all happened on a Sunday. We left for church, and well, I ended up going to my grandma's house after to hang out with my cousins. We always had a great time playing games. My grandma was probably cooking, lots of laughs, just having a time, right? Then my mom calls me and I pick up the phone and all she says is, "Everything's gone." I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? I'm super confused. Then she's like, "Someone broke in and took everything." So I immediately panicked because when she said someone took everything, I'm thinking like that episode of Fresh Prince, literally nothing is left. So I ended up getting back home and I ran in and I see that not everything is gone, y'all, but the TV was gone, the drawers were open, the window was smashed, and my mom said they took her iPad. So basically they just took random electronics. So I ran into my room because I'm devastated. I just know they took all my gaming systems, especially that PS3, because at that time, the PS3 was the newer console. I had my laptop on the bed and everything, so I just knew that was gone too, and it was. However, out of all the consoles on my nice little stand, the only one that they stole was the Xbox 360. Y'all, I was so mad. Like, I had just gotten that console and I barely even gotten a chance to play on it. The only good news was that they didn't steal the PS3. And I know that's really odd, right? Like, why did they take the 360 and not the newer console? Well, I actually had the PS3 on the bottom shelf, and that day I had thrown a bunch of clothes in front of it because, y'all, I didn't know what to wear for church. You might relate, you know how that is. And so it was completely covered up, and I guess they didn't have time to check. That was definitely a blessing because I really would have been devastated if they took the PS3. So I was playing Call of Duty a lot. Unfortunately though, I ended up losing out on having the Xbox 360, but years and years later, a teacher I work with told me she had all of these gaming consoles, you know, from her sons, and wanted to know if I wanted to check them out, and I ended up getting another Xbox 360, and just like that, the Xbox 360 came back into my life. What is meant for you will always find a way back to you. We did have the Wii for a short while. I loved Wii Sports and Just Dance, but unfortunately we did not have it for too long. I won't get into that. But I did end up getting one later at this crazy big yard sale type thing, and it came with so much stuff, like so many controllers and everything. Seriously, y'all, pick a random Saturday and hit up all the yard sales. Like, you just don't know what you'll find. So I briefly mentioned the PS3, but I just wanted to say that I probably spent the most time on this console. I would lifeguard during the day and then come home and play Call of Duty every single night. I love that system so much. Then later, I got the PS4. I really enjoyed this one too. This is actually my last PlayStation console because I did not get the PS5, but lots of great memories on it too. And I also think it had the better design out of all of them. Okay, so fast forward, I've been working a full-time job and eventually bought my first house, y'all. Big accomplishment. However, I was going through a lot at this time. This was during the pandemic, and unfortunately, I lost some very important people in my life. And actually, I had never experienced loss before, so it was very, very new. Then some other situations happened and I was just completely not myself. I've always been a gamer. I mean, clearly you see the progression of these systems. I've always been a videographer and editor. I was big into filming weddings and events. I've just always been into creative things, but I was not feeling any of it. It's also crazy when you can almost like see yourself and you're like, girl, what's going on? Film something, edit something, play a game, anything. But like, you just can't. Like, you can't find it in you to do it. It's just a really rough place, and if you've ever been there or there now, I understand, and trust me, you will get through it. For me, I ended up going to the store, buying a Nintendo Switch, the Animal Crossing edition, with New Horizons, Mario Kart, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. My sister actually sparked it for me. She mentioned how she wanted to buy, a Switch for Animal Crossing. And looking at the game, I just felt compelled to get it too. So we just hopped in the car and decided to go get it. I cannot tell you how healing that was for me. I ended up getting completely absorbed in New Horizons. I think it was because you had to check in every day and it was just a special part of the day. And the game is just so wholesome and comforting. I definitely needed it. Now, I tried to play Breath of the Wild at first and thought, oh my goodness, this game is an absolute nope for me. And I put it down and didn't pick it back up. I was even upset because I thought I had wasted my money. Y'all, I was so wrong. Breath of the Wild is the game. I wish I could erase my memory and play it again for the first time. That game healed me too. Now, with these games, I discovered something way later in life I wish I knew sooner. Despite me playing all of these games growing up, I discovered the world of cozy gaming. I definitely played cozy games throughout my childhood, but I didn't think of them as cozy games, just another game we played. I also played with my cousins who were into like Call of Duty, fighting games, stuff like that. So I played whatever they played. Cozy games definitely comforted me and made me feel more relaxed, and playing on the Switch was even better because you can like cuddle up on the couch and play, and it was just absolutely amazing. The Switch definitely came at the perfect time and is definitely the reason this channel exists. So I have the Switch, right, and I'm playing more and more games, but I quickly realized that I cannot play a lot of cozy indie games because they're often only available on a PC. Now, I definitely could not afford a big fancy PC, and so I ended up looking into the Steam Deck, which is an affordable portable PC for a lot less money. Now, this was when it was brand new. The only people that had it were the people that pre-ordered it and got it during the Q1 deliveries. So I pre-ordered mine and had to wait a couple of months because they were only shipping out in batches. When I got it, y'all, I was so happy. I was jumping up and down. It was such a special day. The first thing I did was play Stardew Valley modded, and oh my goodness, definitely a game changer. The Steam Deck definitely took me farther into cozy gaming. Now at this point, I'm getting my joy back. I'm so excited about all of these games I'm playing, just living life, and I ended up chatting with this guy. So I'm telling him my interests, like gaming, filming, drinking coffee, simple stuff. And he's like, oh, so You play games? What do you play on? He fully expected me to say that I play phone games like Candy Crush or something, but I tell him that I play on my Steam Deck most of the time. Y'all, he immediately sends heart eyes. He did not expect me to say such a niche system like the Steam Deck, because again, this was pretty new in the gaming world. He said we were going out that Saturday and we've been together ever since. I love that he's a gamer and really good too. And he's got like a super nice setup with a gorgeous PC. And he would say on our first dates that he's gonna build me a PC one day, and I would just smile. But I was like, okay. But we'll get to that. Honestly though, I'm just so glad that my little Steam Deck brought us together. So I ended up finding someone to play Call of Duty with again, but unfortunately I had to borrow one of his Xboxes, the Series S, and so we could play together. We would play all the time, but since I was on the older system, it would often lag or just freeze up, and he would always just say, just wait, just wait, just wait. But I didn't know what he was talking about. Then on Christmas, he actually ended up getting me the beautiful Xbox Series X all white. I was in disbelief and I started tearing up because I did not expect that when I was opening Christmas presents. You know, it was such a beautiful gift and I could never thank him enough. So we spend another year together, gaming in higher quality now, and just having a great time. So then Christmas rolls around once again and he comes over with this little box. Apparently it was my Christmas present. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I want to pick it up, shake it, and honestly, y'all, I had no clue. So on Christmas Day, we always go to my parents' house to exchange gifts. Well, I actually had dropped off his gift at her house right before my boyfriend came to my house the day before because I didn't want him to try to guess what it was. So as we're opening gifts and everything, my boyfriend said that he had to go to the restroom or go get something or something. And when he came back, he had this big white box with this sage green bow on it. Y'all, it was a PC. And not just any PC either, an all white PC, which is exactly what I had wanted. Now, this was during the RAM apocalypse too. He said that he even noticed the prices going up on RAM and quickly went to another city to get it. So he was running around throughout that year buying all the parts to build this PC. Now that little box that he brought to my house was nothing. It was just an empty box. He actually had brought the PC to my mom's house the day before, just like I did, and dropped that PC off over there. So like he dropped it off and then maybe like 10 minutes later, I dropped his gift off. So we had just missed each other. But y'all, he actually did it. When we first met, he said he was gonna build me a PC and I just thought he was just talking. But no, he actually did it. I still cannot believe that he did that. A man who loved tech before tech was even a thing showed me a gray box when I was little and started all of this. And somehow, all these years and consoles later, another man who loves tech built me one from scratch. Then Pokemon Pocopia comes out and I just had to get the Switch too, y'all. Just had to. Every single one of my consoles come with a story and I'm so glad I got to share them with you. Now this was a little bit difficult for me being all vulnerable and stuff, but I really do think it's beautiful to see how much of an impact certain things have on you and how people come into your life to reignite your passions. It really is a wonderful thing. If you have a special story tied to a gaming console, please drop it in the comments below. I don't want to be all sentimental all by myself, and I just would love to hear precious gaming stories or funny ones. If you enjoyed the story time, then please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe for more cozy gaming content. I would really appreciate it. Have a wonderful week, my friends, and tell someone that you love and appreciate them today. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!